And that's what I remember. What I sort of messed up on is I got my cybernetics core like very late. I just got my cybernetics core now. Really, like ideally, I should have had my Nexus and cannons building during that harass.
Yeah.
I kind of let my money get high. Even it was a little high before, and I got my core pretty late. So, but that's okay
That is okay. It's okay.
because I do have my Nexus coming in and
Yeah.
stuff.
So I'd say you're pretty even right now as far as expanding goes.
Yeah. And actually, one.
Oh, whoa, whoa, okay. See, it's the first time. Hold up. I've never been sure if that actually shoots out of the Overlord or if it just drops straight down.
I think it has to be. I think he has to be right above it.
Like if there's a range on it.
Is there a range? Let's see. Oh, actually,
No,
there is a little bit
okay,
of range.
yeah, that's cool. I love seeing abilities. I love seeing cool stuff.
Yeah.
The corruption ability was beaten out of the corruptors, beaten and robbed.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I actually don't like that it's no.
It's easier to get now.
Yeah,
These guys are a lot easier to get than corruptors.
but still, like whatever. That's a cool use of it. And
Yeah.
is this screwing you up at all? I mean, you had one Sentry coming through. It'd be cool if you had like one or two more overseers. That wouldn't really be worth the money right now for him because you don't have a dark shrine up. Actually, that would probably be perfect use if you see a dark shrine on a map. Of just going a little bit preemptive with the overseers and screwing the other guy up early, and you still have those overseers for when the DTs do come out. So maybe that could be a good strategy for the overseers in general.
Possibly.
For
Now,
when to start using this kind of.
This
ability.
doesn't mess me up so much. Like you said, if there's like maybe one or two more to stop all production, it would. It doesn't last that long. How long does it last?
It's a 30-second timer on this.
Is it really 30 seconds?
Yeah, so it's long. I mean,
So
it's the
that's a
kind of thing
while.
that's also pretty cool if a guy gets an expansion down and you don't want him to make probes and it's undefended still, of just like, keep one or two. It just sucks because it's the overseer now and you need your overseers in different places. With the corruptor, I felt like it was much better because you're going for the attack and and even if you're not going for a full committed attack, you're still going for the harassment. But whatever, it's not
it's an
reality
interesting
anymore.
dynamic actually against Protoss because that stops production for 30 seconds and then Chrono Boost doubles production for 30 seconds.
Oh wow.
So you can technically, I mean, if I'm on top of it, I didn't even realize this until now, but if you're on top of it, you could compensate. You could, if you have Chrono Boosts.
Well, actually, what would be perfect and what would be the perfect micro balance of using this unit, I'm going to stop clicking like that, of using this unit is seeing which building just got Chrono Boosted and then doing it because Chrono Boost then wears off.
Yeah, you get
production has been stopped, so you've essentially put the guy back double.
Yeah.
He's lost the Chrono Boost, he's lost production time, and that I could see being
now one thing
economic.
that is messing me up a lot more even than that overseer corrupting my building is the fact that I'm actually very poorly placed my third gateway, and I have
your ramp.
Yeah, I have. No, the third one is the farthest one to the right.
Okay.
And I actually have those 3 zealots up there are actually sealed in. They're completely stuck.
Up here. Oh wow.
Yeah, they're not getting out anytime soon.
Damn, that's a little rough.
Which it would be okay if they were ranged units. It would be better. But the fact that they're zealots makes it kind of hard to swallow. Like even if they were sentries, it's okay. They can still force field the ramp. All right, fine. But
so now you're transferring probes. What's this called again? There's an official word for it.
It's called a Maynard.
Yeah, the Maynard. Okay.
Maynard transfer.
Yeah.
Like he was the first guy to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know the math of it, but I just know that it's better than building from 2 gateways. Like it's better. That's supposedly better than if you have both of your nexuses.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it makes sense in the sense of you could then transfer them over, and then you can make drones and probes from both.
Yeah, I guess the travel distance is shorter. Like one thing that I do sometimes when I'm lazy is I just rally from my main to my natural mineral line.
Okay.
But I guess the travel distance then is so long. If you only have to make that travel distance once when you Maynard, I guess it's better. Who knows? And this was bad too. Like my zealots are just taking a picnic.
Well, did they even see that?
They saw it. They saw it. You can rewind if you want. But they I don't know.
Did I go too far back? Oh, wait.
They see each other.
They see it, yeah, but that's the kind of thing too. Like if you're watching your mini map, it was such in the corner of your vision, you barely saw anything. That's a hard thing to catch. So it's okay. Don't worry.
I'm so bad
honey.
at Starcraft.
Now we have the faster movement coming for the Overlord. Something I always heavily recommend.
Yeah, it's
get
makes it so much easier to scout anything.
Scout anything, drop creep across the map, just go nuts, just vomit everything.
It's so frustrating to me when I'm trying to kill an Overlord and like it gets away. because he has the speed upgrade. Like,
Yeah.
I almost had him.
And it just opens up so many more options in general. So now you have a robotics facility going down.
Yeah. Finally, I get my robotics facility. What I'm thinking there, and more gateways. What I'm thinking there is I want to build an observer and kind of see what what you're doing. You, Guns Kimbo, you like are the spiritual embodiment of all Zerg to me.
Oh, he did for another pause there, which is great. Awesome.
Yeah, he kept coming in with that, which was really annoying.
Now he could have technically come up right here at that moment and caused a lot of trouble in your base because all your army is here and across the map over there.
Yeah, I think if you look at that from his position, he saw the sentries coming up behind him as he was going up the ramp, and I think he got a little worried about getting sealed in. It's always good to be cautious when you're dealing with force field.
I mean, that's but yeah.
He does have a good force right here. And if he did go straight up, he probably could take some stuff out. And I think he's going to build up the courage for that here. But
yeah, because right here, I mean, this is the moment when and that's where it's too late. You had your moment to get in, and now a force field down, your army is split. That's the last thing you want. At least these guys up here are giving you vision. You don't have enough units up here to do anything.
It's me massively chrono boosting my gateways.
Oh wow!
Because I'm like freaking out. But yeah, so right now I'm holding back my army, I'm waiting right till maybe these zealots pop out, and then I'm gonna rush them forward to try to see the most I can do. I actually don't think when I'm coming into this fight, I don't think I'm gonna be doing that good. I'm like, in my head, I'm kind of going like, oh no, right now.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot of roaches and hydras, and they're both such good units.
So, but you were it looks like you were before targeting just the hydras with your zealots.
Yeah, I was trying to keep them away from the roaches, but he does beat me. He does beat me there, but I am able to force field my ramp and keep him out.
Yeah.
So
it sucks because these three guys would have been very. I almost wish he would have killed that one off instead, because these three guys would have been very helpful in that whole battle.
But you can see that just with 4 sentries, I'm able to essentially keep him out of my base as long as I want to.
And you have these 4 cannons at the main here, at the expansion here, which are going to keep him from going really anywhere.
I am able to use the sentries to some effect to snipe a couple of units. So basically, he can't really, as long as I'm careful with my sentries, he can't really come up my base. And now that I have some zealots out,
well, it's rough. I always hate to see that. You have your moment, you have your chance to like go in and cause your damage, and you're trying to be cautious. You're trying to think like, oh, don't get these guys killed off the bat. But in this case, being cautious essentially just lost in that army that could have wrecked these probes.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I don't know. I mean, I think if he got up, it's hard to say. If he got up there and I was able to get my army up behind him and attack him between my,
he would have lost his army, but it would have been a much better trade-off.
Probably would have been a better trade-off for him.
But the one thing that I find a little interesting is he's now seen that you have an expansion up.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he answered my question.
Yeah.
The moment you see that the protest has an expansion, still, again, like we've discussed a couple of times, Zerg should still try to have a 1 base up on every other race.
And did I see that? Did I see that with my probe at the watchtower? I'm not sure.
No, because it wasn't up yet.
Oh, okay.
It was just being planned. So you see, the building being placed.
It's so confusing. I liked it better when the Zerg buildings were yellow. They were orange for a little while when they were about to get built.
Really?
Yeah, like how Protoss buildings are blue.
Well, it's like somewhat ghostly.
Yeah, I guess I don't know.
But no, I get your point.
The Terrans are all green, Protoss are blue. I liked it when now I feel like it's a real building. So you see me like massively getting warp gates. I have my 2 bases now.
That was
and
cool
my 8
watching
warp
all
gates.
them warp together.
And I'm getting my robotic support bay for my Colossuses. So right now in my mind I'm thinking I have to massively macro because he's on 2 bases, I'm on 2 bases. I have some time right now where what's our income? Mine's probably we're close, but I'm a little bit ahead of him. And right now I'm thinking like I need to get ready because the problem that I have in Zerg versus Protoss is I get my expansion up, he gets his natural up, but then Zerg has such an easy time taking a 3rd and a 4th base.
Yeah.
Right? And then I just end up getting overwhelmed. Even once I get my Colossuses, I get overwhelmed by this like swarm of Hydralisks.
Yeah.
So in my mind, in this game, I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna get my 2 bases up, macro up as much as I can, get Colossuses, Zealots, and Sentries with Guardian Shield, and try to take my 3rd and my 4th.
That's great. Look at the amount of probes you have here. You have over.
I have too many probes
31.
here.
Well, still, it's okay. Well, still, and you have your 27 there. That's you're fully saturated.
Yeah.
To his, let's see how saturated he is.
He has a lot. That's close.
Yeah. But this is a little crappy saturation for here, but. Oh, I liked. There's 2 things I want to point out with the Zerg player right now. The double Evo. I think about at the same point that you were saying now it's time to macro.
Yeah.
Is the same point that he was saying that, and I love seeing that kind of timing of like both players have just suffered a little bit of loss. They know that they could both continue down the same path they've been on, but if one person's kind of upgrading and expanding and is able to hold anything off, that they're done. So you both have decided to macro. He has 2 evolution chambers, one upgrading the missile attacks, one upgrading the ground carapace. This is something I do a lot too, especially at this point of the game. Of actually a lot of times earlier, because especially when you move in with hydras, you know, when you commit something, you want to just make sure you're doing as much damage as possible. And I feel like attacking before you have the upgraded attack, especially with attack like this, he wasn't going for anything huge. He was going for kind of like a harass. He really didn't do too much. Even if he had upgraded the missiles a little bit earlier, you know, he might have actually taken out your army.